Good evening and welcome. Today we are honored to have Dr. Ajay Kumar, President and Head of Technology International Businesses at a leading MNC in India. Dr. Ajay is a trailblazer in technology and leadership, and we are eager to hear his insight on navigating remote work in a global context. Dr. Ajay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Samavi. It is indeed a pleasure talking and sharing my experiences, viewpoints, insights to young engineer like you who is getting ready and prepared to hold the technical baton in ensuing time. I propose, Sambhavi, it will be better that we interact our audio to gain in terms of the network bandwidth so that you can put all your queries and question and I will try to reply to the best of my knowledge with full clarity and vivid explanation. Is it okay? Does it work for
Totally
you?
fine, sir. That's totally fine, sir.
So please, so let's do it then. Please proceed.
Sure, sir. Uh, Dr. Ajay, to begin with, how would you define remote work culture at your organization? Like, what key benefits and challenges have you observed in adapting to this environment?
Well, I find remote work culture highly productive and truly synergetic to the organizational goal. I believe and I stress that virtual workplace offers sustained growth for technical business entities. I again stress for technical business entities because in technical business entities, you are always looking for significant time and cost advantages so that you are going to cut down the cost of the company. Now, by infusing smart technologies like Jira, Hubstaff, Harvest, Time and I, Asana tools, we empower employees to work from anywhere else. Perfectly, I'll say that we implement the concept from for work from anywhere else. For a structured decision making, it really offers fast decision making. Only in case of any technical glitches due to network issue or any design based discussion or IP based discussions or copyright based discussions, I feel that remote working has certain limitation where the in-person meeting are more effective as it is capable to yield effective decision making. So I will try to put in a simpler word. When you are dealing with a design based problem or when you are dealing with something like copyright based problem or IP based problem, then it has got certain limitation because you cannot go for a personalized, discussion discussing each and every component of the design. But so far, if you are dealing with the IT or software vertical business, remote working is absolutely fine and is found highly productive. I will again reiterate that remote working also is empowering every employee to be tech savvy and is encouraging management to transform all plant and factories by upgrading them to function as smart and intelligent factory where PLC and SCADA based real time monitoring is gainfully utilized.
Thank you, sir. Given your international reach, how does remote work policy accounts for the varying legal requirements, cultural differences, and the time zone challenges across your global workforces? And how do you implement those remote first leaderships to ensure all teams, regardless of your locations, feel empowered and supported?
Well, to reply to your question very briefly, I'll say remote working doesn't pose any challenge in terms of legal or cultural based issues. Rather, it is very flexible in terms of, like working with the time zone compatibility. And I will say that we are using various SOPs by evolving very prudent SOPs, the LLM based project review models, and PMP based models to ensure contribution from every employee to their best by empowering them and supporting them.
Oh, and sir, how has the shift to the remote work influenced your decision-making structure within the organization, including like whether have you moved towards a flatter hierarchy or, and how do you ensure that alignment between the remote teams and the organization goals?
A smart question. I will reply it like this. We have implemented Aviva pi system in all our plant situated across the world, which optimizes our plant efficiency, ensuring resilience, driving sustainability. The organizational goals under the flatter hierarchy realm, which you are talking of, when we infuse huge digitization drive into this mission, it has really supported our organization goal. And when we are connecting it to our ERP system, it has really enhanced business reporting, boosted our cash flows, cost saving, steered business process improvement, which you call as BPR, then improved our SEM, supply chain management. Then it has augured better data analytics and fast decision making. And you know that fast decision making, it means that you are going to meet the organizational objective quickly and in a more smarter way.
So our next question is that in a leading a global team, how do you adapt to a distributed leadership model, and what are the challenges and opportunities that does it present for the remote teams across multiple geographies? And how do you address the communication gap and ensure the collaboration between the teams?
I truly appreciate your queries and questions met so in a very pragmatic and prudent way. To reply it, I'll say, in order to promote localization drive, like suppose post-COVID era, we find that every country is trying to push the concept of localization. Localization means you have to support the localization drive in that respective company. So in that realm, I am going to reply the answer like this: to promote the localization drive in multiple geographics as required by the respective countries, technically and administratively competent persons from all local communities is selected, and we continually train them over time in accordance to the organization policy, so that they understand our policy and they really get trained up to meet the expectation of the organization. Then such local leaders effectively communicate to the local employee, local government regulators, and are professionally competent to take structured decision as per the delegated power to them. And they seek valued input from us as and when required in case of unstructured decision making, which is, if you see, the segment of the unstructured decision making is about less than 10%. And in 90% case, they are competent enough to take their decision. And to have a smarter policy, we have also made SOPs to undertake periodic meetings for assessing the task and goal assigned to local leadership. And I will address this, I will reinforce one more point that post COVID era, we have implemented voice translator apps capable to translate words, documents, images using Google Translate software. See, there are many commercial softwares available, but we found that the Google Translate software is really very effective. And using this, the real-time effective communication is possible at any point of time during the web-based meeting or any virtual meeting.
So like you
Yes.
mentioned, you have used many technologies. So what role does your technology play in the supporting your remote work in in your organization? And what are the challenges faced in scaling your infrastructure to support the distributed workforces?
Yes, a practical question. I feel that. So I will reply by saying that technology has really played the role of a game changer in supporting remote work in the organization. You see, majority of our plants, if you see globally across the whole 36 countries in the world, we are using DCS, which that is a distributed control system, and we are trying to fetch the data using OPCs, that is open platform communication, from all our manufacturing units, which are working across 36 different countries in the globe. Initially, we found that the capital cost was really very high, and it was a point of concern for the management. But when we did a detailed costing, we found that the initial cost was high, but over years, the operating expenditure was very less. So currently, we are finding that initially we found that the capex was high, but when we are trying to uh, go for hatching this capex in terms of opex cost over the year. So we found that the operating expenditure has really reduced drastically over time, and it is making our remote working model techno commercially a better business model, and we are making really a good profit in terms of rate of return, in terms of I'll say a quicker and a faster and effective decision making. Now we are using a smart and intelligent technology to make real time decision making. I mean that I'm saying that I'm not talking of online decision making, but real time decision makings are made possible currently, which by using this distributed workforce across the world.
That's really
Yes,
nice,
please.
sir. And so our next question was like, what are the tools and the practices that have proven the most effective for you fostering your collaboration in the remote teams? And with the shift to remote work, how do you maintain a clear communication between the regional offices and the central headquarters?
Okay, okay. Again, a good question, I'll say. We have implemented RMM. I hope that you are well aware of this, that RMM is remote monitoring and management software,
Okay.
which quickly discovers all types of network devices, such as servers, routers, storage devices, virtual machines, and it simplify application management. Then it has the capability of remote troubleshooting of devices by observing the critical matrices like immediate status of all devices. It identifies and fixes performance issues immediately, and then send necessary alarms as and when needed to various level of management as per AA policy. I'll explain that what AA policy is. That we have made a policy of three tier, like alert, action, and alarm. So alert is for junior level, action is for middle level, and alarm is for the senior level. So depending on the need of the notification, the RMM software knows that who is to be notified. And I will reply to the last leg of your question, like regional offices and corporate headquarter has defined role as per the company approved AAA notification, which is received from RM software. So it is working perfectly, effectively, and efficiently. Yes.
That's a really nice policy, sir. And so, has remote work impacted your approach to hiring and onboarding, or like retaining the talents, particularly for like international roles? And how do you ensure that the global teams feel engaged and supported in their career growth and the development opportunities, sir?
Good. A question from HR, because the human resource is very important for any organization. So I will reply it like this one. A combination of evaluation matrix is prepared, which is involving HR rounds, which is scheduled over phone to evaluate the candidate's suitability to the role or position required for a particular job description. Then technical rounds of query or the question session starts in form of OE, that is online assessment, with varied degree of complexity, which is competent to gauge the candidate technical knowledge. And finally, once we are selecting the guy on the basis of the HR round and this multiple rounds of OA, then we carry out the web-based personalized interview with the project managers, because they are the hiring managers. So they try to see that on the basis of the evaluation on HR round and OA rounds. And OA round typically will take 3 to 4 rounds, and then the hiring manager, or which you can call as a project manager, he's having one-to-one meeting over the MEV, and he really evaluates that whether the guy is suitable for the particular job description or not. This method is really offering flexibility to candidate to select the best time that is suited to him as per his own highest efficiency while giving the OA. Because you will know that the OA is a technical round. So in case of technical round, we like that a a candidate should be highly efficient. It's not that he should come back to the office and give his this the OA session on that time. He can give at any time. We give him 1 full day to, or sometime during the vacation we give them 3 full days, but the timing of the OA is fixed. Once he finds okay, he can click the OA and go for that. And then we are trying to put the various level of complexities of the questions in that OA. And because it is a proctored mode of evaluation, so we know that what the candidate is doing, and on the basis of OAs we are trying to choose the right candidate. And I must say one thing, that this method of selecting candidate has really made us to take the best candidate across the geographies, and we have really cut down the cost of hiring and the time of hiring.
That
Yeah.
was really insightful, sir. Coming to our next question, how do you maintain the organizational culture and belonging amongst the remote employees? And what are the initiatives you have introduced for the virtual team buildings to promote the morale? And how do you identify and empower those cultural champions within the organization to build like a cohesive remote culture across regions? So,
Well, Morel, this question is also well thought of from you, because moral and is very important for an organization. So I will reply to like this. Our HR team has been entrusted with task of choosing suitable employees, and we invest in professional development, celebrating accomplishment of defined goals, recognizing employee over our company website homepage, that he is an achiever or he is the best employee of that month. Then we invite achievers over virtual meet for mass applauding. Then we, so that the mass can be motivated, and we are always trying to encourage the competitiveness and also fostering team activities. And I will say the culture is the most important driver of business success. See, globally, I must reiterate a line to you, that it can be generalized that always culture is the best important driver for any business success. So culture champions are selected by trained HR team by identifying the enthusiast, inspiring and empowering this enthusiast, and providing them a conducive platform to culture champions by the organization. We try to ensure it.
that was
Okay.
really nice, sir. And so, with the remote work becoming more prevalent, how do you combat the isolation and mental health issues to ensure that the employees stay connected to the company and their peers?
Good. Uh, you know, this question is very important in terms of looking at the company culture, and the culture of the peers. So I will reply like this. Our trained HR official plan activities to remain engaged and motivated by actively listening to their needs and concern, as well as the HR team ensures that their work is aligning with their personal values and goals, so that there is a compatibility, and they are always synergetic to their personal values and goals and to the organization values and goals. Yes.
Yes, sir, that's really important in today's day. Coming to our next question, has the transition to remote work pushed your organization towards a more decentralized structure? And how does this affect the leadership and coordination on a global scale? And since you are in international businesses, so how do you manage a hubless organization with like no centralized office? And what are the challenges that come with this model, sir?
Good. Uh, Honestly speaking, I'll say that we always encourage decentralized structure as our corporate organization policy, and remote work culture is truly aligned to this policy. So that was our policy earlier also. Now I will say that with the use of smart technologies and appropriate company policies has made every employee's remote workplace as if it is a virtual company office. So we see that your remote workplace is not like an independent isolated workplace. It is in fact a virtual company office. So that is imbibing the same organizational goals, policies, and objectives in his remote workplace also. And there is a small size corporate hub we are still maintaining, with limited offices to comply to keeping and maintaining a registered office. As you know that we always have to maintain a registered office as per the company law. But and this virtual office for technical business really promotes the innovation, creativity, empowerment, skill development. And you this is really promoting the independent decision makings and improving the morale of the employee. I will also like to add a point that the challenges at times are really coming due to internet connectivity issues, only at times, not always, and sometimes the sporadic issues of managing adverse time zone. It comes when you have to converge to a web-based meeting time, but this hardly is a case like 0.1% of the time, but 99.9% we find that we are good with this. So it is exactly aligning with our organizational goal. Yeah.
So you just mentioned that you have a small size corporate hub, but so does that mean a remote work is a permanent shift for your organization, or like do you foresee a hybrid model in the future? And like, what are the
So
lessons that you have learned like from this, and that will be useful for other leaders to implement remote work?
in a very, very brief and apt reply to you, that I don't see as a corporate head any reason to drift even or shift from this model to hybrid model, because we are really encouraging remote working culture as our growth in terms of resource utilization, which you can say all sorts of resources like manpower, money, and time management has significantly improved. So we are finding that it has got really a distinctive cost advantages. And moreover, like suppose in a technical business, now you see that this methodology is becoming more cost effective, and also trying to empower the employee that they can work in the best environment possible at the home, and they are really effective and efficient in giving the assigned task, and they meet their results really efficiently. Yeah.
So, now coming to how do you monitor the work? So, how do you measure and track the performances in a remote environment, especially like with the teams across different regions? Like, is your company having any KPIs tailored for remote teams? And what are the strategies that you have found most effective in ensuring productivity without compromising work-life balance, sir?
Let me admire you have really made a good query. And to so this question was really a deep diving in terms of how do we frame the KPI. So let me reply to your query like this. We have made a matrices of project completion rates, quality of deliverable of the result. Whatever an employee is delivering, what is the quality of that result? Has he met to the deadline of the task completion? We gauge the performance of remotely working employees on the basis of primarily three criterion, or you can call it as a matrices: precisely project completion rates, quality of the deliverables, that is very important, and the time deadline. Then we are having a software called Zira, which is monitoring the task progress and the completion very, very effectively. And efficiency is measured on the basis of number of working hours you are trying to put to solve that assigned problem or to complete that assigned problem. And we are using Slack platform to gauge communication or collaboration measurement also, because we are encouraging a collaborative framework, so that that this Slack is offering it. And one-to-one regular web meeting, the 360-degree feedback and self-assessment provides yardstick for regular feedback and check-ins on productivity without any compromise on the work-life balances of the employees who are working with us.
Wow, sir,
Yes.
that's really nice way of monitoring performances. And so, what innovative practices has your organization implemented to like make remote work seamless, especially for international teams? And how do you foresee technology evolving for further support in remote work for the future? And has your company created a remote work coordinator or something like a CRO role to streamline these operations?
Go well. Uh, of late, I will reply this query like this. Of late, we are using a very wonderful software called Hubstaff. As you know, this Hubstaff software is for automatic reporting and ensuring seamless remote work operation. It has got various modules, and these modules are really helping us in terms of monitoring the automatic uh, reporting and ensuring the entire work operation is progressing seamlessly. We are also using the softwares like Harvest and Time and Eye software, which this Time and Eye is one of the wonderful software for monitoring remote work. And we are not using CROs, but we call it is the same thing, that in a different way. We are using the name as Chief Digital Workplace Coordinator, who is interested in the task to ensure the seamless operation across teams. Yeah.
Also, sir, this has this remote work impacted your cost structure, such as your office expenses or your technology investments? And is there any cost saving opportunities that you have identified from this remote setup?
Good question again. See, ultimately, whatever you do, the management just looks for one yardstick that it should try to yield you in terms of cost saving. See, honestly, as a budding engineer, I must try to say that whatever decision technically or in terms of any decision you take in the management, it has to be supported by one yardstick that you have to prove that that decision is really cost advantageous. So let me share you that on the average, we are finding that the company is making a clean saving in net profit. I'm not talking of gross profit or operating profit. I'm talking of net profit by 11%. So therefore, I use the word like a clean saving, and it is really offering an increase. And by this, what happens, we are also trying to leverage this uh, profit sharing to our employees in form of increased remuneration and incentive schemes. So it is really working in form of win-win situation for the organization also, in terms of having the low cost of services, as well as we are trying to also leverage and pass on this certain percentage of the profit to our employee, who are our biggest resource.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing the statistical data, sir. And coming to our last question, how has the telecommuting changed your way of international team collaboration, and how do you ensure the consistent productivity across the various teams? And how has your organization embraced the work from anywhere model? And how do you maintain consistencies and productivity? And is there any challenges that you have faced in it?
Oh, well, again, a very good question. I'll say that, we are using a tool that is called Asana. This Asana tool is really supporting work from anywhere model. And this software, Asana, is helping us in effective task management with prioritization capabilities. It also has got the feature of centralizing all project information in one place. So we can see the entire, the global place reports at one place by the report consolidation. Then it is improving teams visual progresses also, so you can see that progress visually also. It is helping in tracking activities assigned to global team members working across the globe. And I will also add a point that the team alignment and accountability is also one of the module is supporting across the project. And this Asana is also supporting this task automation option, so that an automated and customized report is generated for various managerial queries for effective decision making. So I must say that this the exact query you asked, that work from anywhere else, it's a very good model. It really gives you enhanced productivity, and you're really effective. And this Asana is really helping us in terms of meeting our objective. Yes.
So that was our last question.
Oh, good. So I hope that I was honest in replying to all your questions. I must appreciate one thing: the questions by which you have framed and formulated. It was really very prudent question in terms
Thank you,
of
sir.
techno commercial aspects. So I really wish at the end that good luck to you, and
Uh,
good
Thank
to
you,
see you
sir.
again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking your time for this interview, sir, from your busy schedule.
Bye
Thank you, sir.
bye.
Thank you.